What does personal transformation and living a rich and fulfilling life have to do with a psychologist electrocuting dogs? In this video, I'm going to discuss one of the biggest hurdles we can face in our personal development journey, and I'm going to offer 3 quick tips on how to overcome it. My name is Liam Danger Park. I'm a seeker of knowledge and wisdom and an ADHD coach. So back in the good old days, before research ethics were so strict, assuming things have changed, a man named Martin Seligman spent some time electrocuting dogs. He was studying how our minds and behaviors can be conditioned. During a study he did in the late 1960s, his dogs made up 3 groups. The first group were not electrocuted. The second group received a shock but were able to control it by hitting a switch. And the third group received the shock but were unable to control it with their switch. In the second part of the experiment, the dogs were placed into a box with a short divider in the middle. The researcher would electrify half the box at a time. Group 1, who had received no shock, and Group 2, who could control their shock, quickly hopped over the divider to safety when they received the electric jolt. The third group would lay down and whine. So obviously this study is pretty sad, but it teaches us a lot about the impact our mindset and perspective have on our well-being. The researchers called what they observed learned helplessness. Even though the dogs in the third group could have easily escaped the electric shock in the second phase of the study, they didn't even think to try because they had been unable to control it in the first part of the study. They learned to be helpless. So what does this have to do with living a rich and fulfilling life? Learned helplessness can affect everyone, not just dogs, and it can be learned in a variety of situations. Maybe you did so poorly in school that you decided to stop trying to learn. Maybe you were emotionally abused so much that you feel like abuse is just an inescapable part of a relationship. Or maybe you've tried so many new career paths and failed or been fired that you've begun to think failure is your destiny. I want you to ask yourself where you might have learned helplessness and share it in the comments. It's possible other people have experienced the same things and it's still a blind spot for them. Regardless of where you learned helplessness, barring extreme exceptions, learned helplessness is usually a myth. Is a story we tell ourselves that limits our opportunities. This is why mindset is the most important aspect of personal growth. Curiosity and an open mind can save you from invisible traps. For years, I tried and failed at so many creative projects that I internalized the belief that I would fail at everything I tried. Sometimes I still grapple with these limiting beliefs, like in recording these videos. I would do art, but I would never finish a piece to a satisfactory level where I could show off. I would play music, but never record a song. And so when I set myself up to record a video, you can bet there's a part of me that wants to throw in the towel before I even begin. If I choose to believe that this will be like all those projects before, I will fail before I begin. I've learned helplessness. If instead I see this project as a brand new experience, I can rewrite the story. If you find yourself stuck believing you're helpless, there are a few things I can recommend you do. First, find some time to reflect on past successes. Because we have a negativity bias, we often forget our victories, especially if we're already feeling bad. 2, ask outsiders what they see as your strengths and talents. Sometimes it can be hard to see ourselves, and a coach, a friend, or family member can give you powerful perspective. 3, reevaluate the way you're aiming at a goal. Are you approaching it in a way that genuinely works for you? Or doing it a way you think should work because it worked for someone else? If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Thanks so much for watching. If you got something valuable out of this exercise and video, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you're feeling stuck and would like help getting out of this rut, click the link below for access to The Remedy, a PDF I've made explaining a simple exercise that helped me overcome some of my own limiting beliefs and improve my focus. Have a good day. What does personal transformation and living a rich and fulfilling dogs